Well, hello, General Hospital Daily Recap fans. Today's daily recap is for Friday, August the 18th, 2023. Friday, August the 18th. Well, let's see. We had some kind of, it was an okay day. Eh, for a Friday, but let's dive right into it. Tracy has a mother of all hangovers because Brooklyn thoroughly pumped her full of liquor and she drank it all. And Ned comes in scruff, drunk, just scruffy. What I don't understand is that's not how Eddie Main looked. So if he is Eddie Main, clean up, shave. Come on now. This look ain't it. So anyway, Tracy's like, oh, the typical hangover. Don't talk too loud. Don't do nothing. Blah blah blah. But Eddie ends up confronting her about overhearing that she wanted to have him committed. And, that's why he has to be on guard at this place and this, that, and the other. And so she said, I don't know. She goes, what did she say? Everybody wants me. She goes, well, why are you here? He said, because everybody wants me here. And so she goes, yeah, everybody wants Ned here. Pretty much they putting up with Eddie. you know, she goes, I don't know about everybody else, but I'm your mother. And I will never, ever stop fighting for my son. And I thought, you know what, Tracy? You might have unconventional methods, but I respected that statement. I respected that because that's true. I will never, ever give up on my son. Because come on, this is the second time this has happened in that family. It happened to Jason. And she saw what her brother Alan went through. And Jason never came back to Jason Quartermain, right? So anyway, interesting scene. And so she goes, well, look, you so worried. Why aren't you back at Sonny's? And he's like, Sonny's house, that environment's a little too, I forget what word he used for it. He goes, so no. Like, that ain't me. And so she goes, and there you have it. She said, I knew Ned Quartermain is in there somewhere. And he just kind of looked at her, right? So, those two are going to definitely always disagree, which is fine. We already know they're going to disagree, and that's okay. But I kind of like the scene between the two of them. He laid his cards on the table. She laid hers down on the table. So now back to Gregory and Finn. They go through the whole thing about his ALS disease. And Finn finds out that he's known about it since he went to Milwaukee, which was more than 6 months ago. And he said, you have lived with this all this time on your own. Nobody to help you through this, working it out. He goes, well, Alexis knows, but she found out by accident, and she knew that was my story to tell. Right. And so he goes, and I want you to know something, Finn. These last 6 months have been some of the best 6 months of my life. You and I have connected, connected on a level that we haven't had in decades, really. Right? He said, and Violet, being her grandfather, has been like the light of his life. Right? And so he profusely apologized for even babysitting, offering to babysit Violet, because he said that was so irresponsible of me, because I'm getting worse and I should have known better. And I just wholeheartedly, humbly apologize, right? And he goes, Dad, everything's okay. Everything. He goes, yeah, but you know what? It could have been worse. And that's on me because I know I'm not getting better. And Finn is like, don't you think I could, I could have helped? He goes, come on, son. You know this disease. You know its progression and you know its prognosis. You know this. So no, you couldn't have helped. So Finn is crying because Gregory said, he goes, well, Dad, I'm going to be there for you. And he goes, there is one thing you can do for me. And he goes, anything, Dad, what? And he goes, help me tell your brother Chase, because this is going to crush him. And Finn said, yes, it will. Oh, it'll help, So they hugged it out. And now they got to tell Finn. So that's going to be coming. That's going to be coming. Now we have Kristina. Her and Molly go at it. They end up telling each other their truths. Molly told Kristina, I didn't tell you because you would have made the whole evening about you and your opinions. And then Kristina finally said, but a surrogate. Why? I offered to be your surrogate. I offered. Why would you go to a stranger? And Molly said, because this is a business contract. And this baby's it's being created for me and TJ. If you were involved, Kristina, this is a gift from you to your sister that can't have a baby. And you would never let any of us forget it. And Kristina looked at her. Because she said, first, before Molly said that to her, she said, you're going to go to a stranger and have them have your baby, and you won't even be related to the baby. And Molly just looked at her. And she goes, see, there you have it. No, that just came out wrong. Kristina's so famous for that. She says, oh, everything she wants to say, and then she'll say, that came out wrong. Right? And Molly said, no, it didn't come out wrong. It didn't come out wrong. And Molly pretty much said, see, and this is why I didn't have you here, because of these things you're going to just say, right? And so then Kristina said, how selfish you are, Molly, when Molly told her about, you would never let us forget it. She goes, I never knew how selfish you are. And she walked out the apartment, slamming the door. And I'm thinking, how does that make Molly selfish? I didn't get that part. It made her and TJ more independent. See, because truth be told, everybody, I don't know about you, but I have a large sibling family. Some children on my mom's side, some other children on my father's side, so I got a bunch of half siblings out there, bunch of them. Not a one could be my surrogate. Period. And that's just the truth. Sometimes we know our family and the utter mess that comes with being a surrogate. As it is, this one they're picking, this is her first surrogacy, not her first pregnancy. She has a son, young son. But this young lady doesn't truly know the emotion she's going to go through because she's using her egg. This is actually her biological child. It's just easier to fight. And really, once the contracts are done, the baby will be Molly and TJ's, right? They kind of really clamped down on the whole surrogacy thing. Because, when it first started really becoming commonplace, surrogates could change their mind in a heartbeat, period. You paid for all their medical, you've done everything else, and now they keeping the baby? Oh, no. Now things are more locked down and in place with that. But while she may be having doubts, she may be talking to her family, she may be going through separation anxiety. We're talking about this surrogate they're choosing. But guess who won't know about it? Molly and TJ. They won't know about it because they're not her immediate family. Now, Kristina, all her doubts, all her now not wanting to give up the baby, all her, I want to eat what I want to eat, I don't need to get rid, I can do what I want to do. Molly and TJ would have firsthand knowledge of all of that. And that's where the mess comes in. Because Kristina would be talking to Sam, somewhat talking to Alexis, because Kristina and Alexis are oil and water. Molly and Alexis are closer. But Kristina, it would just be a hot mess. Kristina's one of those siblings that absolutely, positively, no go, nada, right? So anyway, we have Anna checks into the Metro Court. Valentin's with her. She is getting ready to take a shower. Well, she's coming out of the back. Valentin is at the door answering him. Marty, he called Martin. And Martin's giving him an envelope. And Martin is telling him, you know, you mean, what did he say? Something about, I'm not at your beck and call, something Martin said. And then he's in the hallway and he says, you know, Valentin, you pay me an obscenely amount of money, but that doesn't give you the right to abuse me at all. No. And Valentin said, duly noted. And Valentin's opening the door coming in. Anna is coming out of the restroom area. And Martin says, and you know, Valentin, I don't know what was so urgent about this, that it could not have waited till morning. And Anna heard that, right? So Anna tiptoes back in the shower area. So after Valentin shuts the door, she comes out and he goes, who was that? He goes, oh, Martin. He wanted to drop off some paperwork. He goes, for the life of me, he goes, I don't know why Martin couldn't just wait till morning, right? And Anna's thinking, okay, well, you're lying because I heard the whole thing. And it was actually the opposite. Why would you be lying to me? Anna's thinking. So he takes a sip of wine and he goes, I'm going to go jump in the shower. And so he tells her, he gives her a kiss. He goes, I'm going to only be 5 minutes. So she's like, okay. So he goes to get in the shower. She's ready to look at that envelope that he got from Martin, but her phone rings and it's Dante. Dante is telling her that Valentin never went to EOQ last night. Valentin also there was no water pipes breaking that could have damaged the mainframe at ELQ. So he lied to you. So she goes, thank you so much for the information. So now she's listening. She hears the shower water going. She picks up the envelope. She opens it up and it's got papers in it. And then the last one is like an invoice from Pikeman. I think it was $45,000 that they were going to be paying Valentin. Oh, you really couldn't read it. But my guess is they're paying him because I can't see him paying Pikeman. I think they're paying him, right? So he's more involved with Pikeman than we know, right? So she folds it back up and now she's thinking, okay, a lot of this stuff ain't adding up. Valentin. So she makes sure she gets in the bed and he comes out the shower and she's pretending like she's asleep. So she's laying there and he is now laying with his hands kind of on the pillow. And so you heard she looked with her back is to him and she goes, you lied to me. And he looks straight and he looks over at her and then he turns over to her like in the picture. And as she's saying it, she's looking at that envelope that has the Pikeman information in it. And he goes, what did you say? She goes, I said, you lied to me. And I thought, man, Anna, you gonna confront him like this, vulnerable? You know, you don't got your gun in your holster. Come on now, right? And so she goes, you said you would only be 5 minutes in the shower. You took 15. And he goes, oh, I'm sorry. That water felt so good. I just had to soak it up. And so she, she gives him her usual kiss to kind of throw him off the scent. And he's kissing her. And then she turns over, she tells him, she says, you know what? I'm exhausted and I need to get some rest. And he's like, go ahead, he gives her a kiss, good night, whatever he tells her. So she turns over and she's just looking like, now I got a hot mess on my hands. Now she got to figure out what's going on with Valentin. They always make Valentin teeter between good and bad. Always. And when on earth is he going to really be a father to his daughter, Charlotte? Everybody always says Valentin is such a good father to Charlotte. Really? Really? Since as of 2 years ago? No, nada, no. Right? She's an impressionable teenage girl now. Wow. Just raising herself. Yes, she's at Dante and Sam's house. Like, by the way, they need a whole doggone Quartermain estate, but they in that penthouse. So, which realistically, everybody, what is supposed to be, even though they don't say it anymore, what is supposed to be across the hall from Sam's penthouse? I'm gonna leave that for comment corner. What's across the hall from Sam's penthouse? Trivia, GH trivia. Okay, let's see what we got in comment corner for that. So now the last thing, I liked this scene. And do you know what we're seeing a whole lot of, everybody? We are starting to see a whole lot of Sonny and Carly. Sonny and Carly. It's late, right? But not late, but late enough. Carly's already in her pajamas. Donna's in bed. Jocelyn's probably in bed with Dex. So anyway, it shows Carly going to the door. And she opens up the door and it's Sonny. And she goes, oh my God, please tell me everybody's okay. Because she knows one reason this man's going to come to her house himself at night like this unannounced, something happened to somebody. And he goes, no, everybody's fine. She goes, oh, thank God. And so he comes in and she goes, Sonny, Donna's in bed. Donna's been in bed for hours. It's late. He goes, I know, I'm not here to see Donna. And so she looks at him and he said, I need to talk to you. So they walk into the living room. I haven't seen this part. See, it's almost like sometimes I wonder, do they hear me complain? Like, we don't ever see the other part of her house. Now we're seeing the other part of her house outside the kitchen, right? Outside the kitchen. I'm surprised they didn't have Carly getting her little midnight snack and Sonny come through the kitchen door. That's the way they do things around there. So anyway, he says, I have a favor. No, so she goes, you must want a favor. That's what she said to him. And he says, no, I have a favor for you though. And she goes, Sonny, no, I told you I can't take any favors. No. And he goes, Carly, just listen. She goes, Sonny, oh my God. And he goes, just listen. He goes, it's about Drew. And she stopped and she goes, I'm listening. And he goes, I have a contact that can get Drew out of solitary. And then, you'll be able to go see him. And she looked at him And she said, wait a minute. You can get Drew out of solitary. She goes, what's Drew gonna owe? Who is Drew gonna owe for that favor? And Sonny said, nobody. And then she goes, okay, who are you gonna owe for that favor? And he goes, I'm not gonna owe anybody for the favor, Carly. And because she goes, what is it gonna cost you? Is what she said. And he said, what is costing me is seeing the look on your face, of relief, right? And so she looked at him and he goes, he goes, if you want the favor or not, you may not accept the favor. And she looked at him. She goes, of course I accept the favor, Sonny. Of course I'm going to accept the favor. Get Drew out of solitary. She says, Sonny, she said, you come in, you were upset because I wouldn't take your offer for you to sign me out, of the PCPD. He says, yeah, and look what happened to you. You spent the night in jail. She goes, it was my night to spend. Okay. And she goes, so you had to come up with another way that you could help me that I wouldn't refuse. And he's kind of looking straight ahead on the couch, and that dimple of Maurice Bernard has the cutest dimples. That dimple kind of showed right there. And he looked over at her and she goes, oh my God. So he stood up. He goes, okay, I'm going to let you know when it's done. And she's getting teary because, Laura Wright was it Cartwright? Or Cartwright. She can get some tears in her eyes, right? Her eyes are watery. And she just looked at him and she said, Sonny, thank you. And he's like strutting out mob boss style. You're welcome. And I was like, look at there. The little cat and mouse chemistry. I don't care that Maurice is tired of the Sonny Carly thing. So what? They have the best chemistry in daytime as a couple, or even as getting back together again, breaking up again. They as acting co-partners, they are the best. They really are. I love it. Love to see those two together. And in my mind, I'm thinking, Sonny, it's late. Now, Nina left your office earlier that day, pissed off. You haven't gone to her telling her how, everything's all about her yet. Matter of fact, it's late. You came to Carly's house doing a favor for her. The handwriting is on the wall. The handwriting is on the wall. I love it. I love it, love it. Let's go to comment corner. By the way, Liz and Finn's date was completely boring, so I'm not even going to talk about it. Not even going to talk about it. Okay, Karen says, I didn't adjust to either one of the Mollys. I miss the old Molly and Kristina. P. Merle says, when did Kristina become Wonder Woman? Follow through is not her strong point. Now she thinks she can manage Charlie's, establish and run her foundation and be a surrogate for Molly and TJ. Of course she can, right? Ron says they see through Cody and what he wants to do, but in all his haste, they aren't falling for it. And a smart doctor would see right through him. Does Ferncliff not have any doctors on staff? You never see them. This new Molly sounds like a munchkin from the Wizard of Oz. Oh, Ron. But no, Ferncliff, they've yet to show a doctor. And that is so unrealistic. So unrealistic. This place is for the criminally insane. They have tons of doctors there. Not a one. Right? Not a one. Anyway. Well, not criminally insane. The insane. I think Arkham, where Heather was for the criminally insane, right? And you know, I've already said what I said about the new Molly's voice. I could tell that's a fake acting voice. That cannot be her real voice. And why they really feel that's viable, because she's trying to make herself sound younger, and it just does not work. Just doesn't work. Yeah, Yvonne says, I don't know anybody. Wait. Why? I don't know how anybody is telling Sonny or is not telling Sully what's going on with Sasha. So he could go see her. I would like to see if Gladys would take Sonny's name off the visitation list. Let me tell you something. Sonny would get in to see Sasha with or without his name on that visitation list, and then he would come out of there, mop it up, and make sure Gladys's name wasn't on that visitation list, right? Lucy says, hello, daily recap lady. Too bad for Kristina. She fell out of the surrogate conversation loop. Get over it. We all know why Molly didn't invite her to the sushi party, where she told the others the good news that she and TJ picked a surrogate. Kristina would have made a scene yakking on. Yes, she would have. Donkey says, can't stand listening to this Molly's voice. Lucy says, Molly sounds like Minnie Mouse on helium. Her new nickname is Molly Mouse. Now that ain't right, Lucy. That ain't right. Okay. See, Molly Mouse. Interesting, though. I agree with you. Now, Old Dear says, I think Cody didn't want to say too much to Dante or Mac, because that would lead to an open investigation, and Miss Wu would know it came from him. She already had her thugs work him over, and he probably knew she would kill him. If Gladys gets a little whiff that he said anything to Dante, she would run straight to Miss Wu. Then her issues with Cody would be solved. Miss Wu wants Gladys to keep having access to Sasha's account until it is at a zero balance, which is true. You see, the sad part about Sasha would be she would be left broke, but Gladys would be left at the mercy of Miss Wu with none of Sasha's money. Then what would she do? Go to Sonny for help with Miss Wu? She would be between two mobsters that wants her off for different reasons. That is so true. And Sabrina says, daily recap lady, I personally don't like either replacement for Molly and Kristina, nor do I like the storylines. I hope that Gregory has been misdiagnosed. I'm hoping so too. So sick of Finn and Elizabeth as well. Another fast forward for me. I'm fast forwarding a lot of GH. If Cody really wants to help Sasha, he would go to Sonny. Just a thought. Yes, he should have gone to Sonny. And Lisa says, it took a while for me to get used to Cynthia Watros as Nina. As it sits, Gladys is in complete control of Sasha's money. If Sasha dies, it will go to her estate. If Gladys keeps her locked up in Ferncliff, she has complete access. She will have to wait until she is done spending and playing on Sasha's dime. When Sasha gets out, she can have her books checked and file charges against Gladys. And then Lisa says, I'm looking forward to Sonny confronting Nina. It will be a very good show. Nicholas Chavez is very good with children. Avery, Kristen P is getting there. Yeah, she started to get more comfortable with the babies. LaShunta says, Cody told Dante Gladys wants Sasha's money. He works Miss Wu's game. She threatened to kill him. His life is in his hands. Yes, Cody did say that. You're right. Miss Wu got the garage. He told Sam Sasha's being drugged. Compare notes. If Cody went to Sonny or Nina, Sasha would get help. This is so annoying. That is so true. He's doing everything but going to the right people. LaShunta says Molly was out of order when she didn't invite Chrissy. I wouldn't invite Chrissy nowhere. They have always been close. Not really, everybody. If you look at it, no, they haven't. Kristina hasn't really been close to anybody in her family. She really hasn't. Except for her daddy. Cody's trying to help Sasha, but going about it the wrong way. Dante's so annoying. Now he told you everything and you aren't helping. Go to Sonny or Nina. I'm desperate. Because Tracy misses Luke, it's not adding up. Yeah. Felicia would be a good PI. Why doesn't Matt want her to do it? Well, look, she's pretty good, but she still can get into trouble. But you know, whatever. She can just sharpen her skills with it. Then he doesn't want her to work with him. What is she gonna do with GH? I remember Holly used to help Robert. Gregory finally told Finn he's sick. Liz and Finn are so boring. Lisa says it's about time that Gregory tells Finn, and now Finn can look into it and see if it's advanced Lyme disease. The symptoms are the same. That is interesting. I did not know that. So Felicia thinks she would do a lot for Port Charles working at the PCPD. She thinks she could make it through the police academy in this day and age. No, I don't think she wants to be a cop. She just wants to have a position there, some kind of civilian position there. Catherine says Sasha will lose everything because they will fire her from deception it is taking. Lisa says Cody's trying to act like he's losing his mind was stupid, acting like acting like that is letting Mac and Dante know they need to do something now. They keep throwing threats about investigating Gladys. Do it already. That is so true. Let's see. Let me go to NK Rose says Cody's I'm crazy act was bad. It sure was. So Gladys has the time to be cruel to Sasha, but she still doesn't get a real estate agent for that house in Connecticut. It's beyond ridiculous. Catherine says and shame on Gregory for lying to Violet. She should have been able to ask for help if need be at his age, and Finn stroke or heart attack, and they need her to call 911. And Catherine also said, love your Felicia voice. Thank you, Catherine. Pamela says, this Molly replacement is too old. She's supposed to be the youngest girl, but she is older than the actress playing Kristina. NK Rose says, this Molly is the worst aspect of Rick Lansing. I would like to see him back. I would like that too, but I'd like to see him with Liz. I like Elizabeth and Rick Lansing, but I would love to see Rick back in town. Well, that's it. That's it for Comment Corner, everybody. I will be back on Monday with another daily recap of General Hospital.